we're on our way to another rally that's happening every Saturday. It gives, it reminds people that this is going on right here in the very, very conventional, conformist town of Burlington. But Burlington took a stand. The town of Burlington is taking a stand, and we are too. You guys, quick question.
Sure.
Yeah, we're a podcast called Chutzpah Soul. Where is he? Yeah, we've been down here a bunch of times. This is our third or fourth time. We're going down to the other place. At what temperature does ice melt? That's the first question. All right, what is the difference between ice and the Gestapo?
The logo, the badge.
The logo, just the badges. When do you think they might go after non-immigrants?
I mean, I think they already are.
Yeah, I know. I think they have.
If they can claim you're an immigrant, they can take you.
Yeah.
You don't have any due process anymore.
Right. I know. What are some of the most flagrant cases you've heard about or thought about?
That building in Chicago was disgusting.
Tell me about that.
There was an incident recently where ICE basically arrested an entire apartment building in Chicago. They broke down doors. They were separating kids from parents.
Oh, I did hear about that.
They wound up dragging off a bunch of... Yeah.
The kids were dragging naked children into the street.
They've interviewed people there, and most of those buildings, most of those apartments just don't have doors anymore. Because they just ripped them off.
Has anybody gone back into the building? Have any residents gone back to the building?
Yes, people have gone back into the building. They didn't take everybody, but they did break down every door.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Yeah.
That does sound like it takes the cake. I mean, that sounds really high up.
It's the worst one I'm aware of.
Yeah.
There's other shit for sure.
I've heard of individual cases of children being deported against their parents' wishes, which is fun.
Which is just also fucking disgusting.
And what about the invasion, the guard stuff, Portland, Chicago, Memphis? They just went from Memphis.
We're from Portland. The worst thing that happens there is sometimes that it takes a long time to get a croissant.
Really? So are they going to provide more croissants?
I hope so.
They're going to have to.
I want the government subsidized
Croissants, right?
Yeah. Well, when I was in Portland, I went to an Occupy ICE protest one time, and an ice cream truck provided free ice cream for the people not in ICE, but for everybody outside.
So ice cream, not ice.
Yeah.
Ice cream, not ice. I go for that. Well, good to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Thank
Are you guys going to walk to the other spot?
We actually
came from there.
Oh, so are there a lot of people over there?
There were a lot of people there, yeah.
It's still now?
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go there.
I think they're here till 7.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you a couple questions real fast? We're a podcast. I know he doesn't have his signs.
Yeah.
We're a legitimate podcast. We've been here a lot. Okay. We're on this side. I was here for the first time.
Not here, but other places.
Well, we too. We have.
Yeah.
We've been a lot of places. So my first question is humorous. What temperature does ice melt at?
I don't know. Do you have the answer to that?
Yeah, 32 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
I was waiting.
Okay, yeah. So this is the first time you've been down here?
For this one, yeah.
For this one. Where have you been instead?
In Wakefield, in Melrose.
Okay.
Been to demonstrations downtown.
Me too.
Several of them.
Did you go to the Labor Day one?
Absolutely. And I'm
Me
going
too.
18th, but I'm not sure where. I don't like them all split up like this.
Yeah.
I'm
sense?
ready for general strike. I mean, get people in the streets.
Me too. I mean, when you said split up, you mean like different
I don't
versions?
Okay, we got a couple hundred people here.
Yeah.
A couple hundred people another block away.
Yeah.
I want a big rally, big speakers, people out, much more news coverage, and let people know it's everyday Americans. I'm just a schlub. I've been retired for 12 years.
Really? Yeah. How do you define schlub?
Just a regular guy. That's it.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But
been a Democrat for 40 years or whatever. Not a hardcore one, but Democrat.
Sure. And were you in the Labor Day thing? Were you there with the union or on your own or what?
On my own. I tried to get people to come and actually no, Melrose Alliance. They had a whole group of people that went down.
From Melrose?
From Melrose.
And that's where
we
live?
met up on the train, but we got split up as soon as we got there. There were 30 people and 30 different directions.
Yeah, I mean, if we were in Europe, I think in Europe there would be much more of what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Do you agree? Yeah, because there's real political parties and all that, and a very strong labor movement and all that. Yeah. You got 2 signs?
Yes, sir.
How can you hold both, man? Yeah, and I did. Oh, yeah, I know that one. Sherman, yeah, due process. Can you read it out loud?
Upside down?
Yeah.
Which one? Yeah.
The one on the top.
First they came for the immigrants, and I'm not an immigrant.
Right.
Then they came for trans and gays, and I'm not trans or gay. And then they came for me, and there was nobody left to speak for me.
Yeah. That's pretty
I did accredit it properly. It is a paraphrase.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know that. Yeah. But so do you think that, how effective do you think we are?
I think
not just right here, but in general.
In general, I think there's an amazing impact of individual people. I think it's a lot more than I think people dramatically underestimate the impact of protesting.
Yeah.
So we've just had 20 people here. It's been on the news. People are aware of it.
Right.
I mean, it's shifting public opinion, and it's changed local laws in Burlington. So it has had an effect.
Yeah.
An immeasurable one. So I think, I would encourage anyone who's interested, just get out there. It's the most American thing we could possibly be doing.
Yeah.
Protest is as American as the Tea Party that founded Boston.
Right. And the city of Burlington, our town of Burlington, you heard about that?
I did. I grew up in southern New Hampshire. I live in Malden, and I work in Bedford right next door. So my office is right up the street. We did our Christmas party right next door here.
When?
2-3 years ago at this Tuscan kitchen. Yeah. Little did I think that we would end up having, an ice facility right down the street.
Right, exactly. I know.
So I think...
Yeah, who would have thought that would be right here?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that Burlington would be chosen?
Yeah.
Why was it chosen?
I think it's a centralized northern hub, so it's just a hub and spoke thing. The other facility is in Plymouth, and that's the one that I think is getting a lot more, really needs our attention and support.
We were by there.
I figure, this is where I can be of service, and, I do want to get down there soon.
Yeah.
But it's hard, but I think what's important is to show people that we're not violent, and we're not, it's so many different people coming out here.
Right.
I'm not tied to any organization.
Right, we're not extremists or anything like that.
I'm just here because I saw it, I heard about it, and this is how I feel.
Which was the thing that first kicked you off? That first got your attention?
Well, I've seen. Part of it is this has been coming for a while. If you're a student of history, you can't help but see the parallels here.
Sure.
I've itemized them on the top of this.
Okay.
No due process. This is examples of fascism that's already happened.
Sure.
And is happening present tense.
Yeah.
And so, do we want it to get worse, or do we want to undo these things? And I think, the change isn't going to come from the top, unfortunately. It's going to have to come from the grassroots, local, state level on up. And
ICE then, and I agree, is close to parallel to the Gestapo, right?
It is. Yeah. It is. No due process, no papers. The idea of creating a stateless population is exactly what they're doing by putting people into limbo. It's why they're doing rendition and sending people to different countries, because when you can remove people from a state, you remove them from their rights, and it's easy to have them disappear. And they are disappearing, and there is no transparency. We don't know that 1,200 individuals in Alcatraz ended up.
Right. That's right. Because that was closed, right? It was closed.
And they moved them out. Are they in Texas? Are they in who knows where?
Yeah.
But the fact that people are disappearing, and it's tearing apart families and people who are not criminals, obviously not criminals.
Yeah. I mean, they've already investigated that.
I think everyone would agree. Nobody wants criminal immigrants in the United States. Right. I think everyone would agree to that.
Right.
But I think the fact is that just because you're here and you have some documentation, because we have a horrible immigration system. That sets you up for failure.
Right.
And the thing is, we got to remember too, is people who disagree with us have a right of free speech too. So if they want to yell back, let them yell back. Good for them. Let them. And a lot of people, I think, want to be here, wish they could be here. And it's just easy. Grab a sign, mark it up.
Exactly.
Look up where people are having protests. There's the No Kings next week.
Yeah, I know. That one's going to be big. I think.
I'm here for the long haul because I was born here, raised here, and I'm not going anywhere.
What part?
Southern New Hampshire. So.
Oh, you said that. Right? And what's your name?
Nick.
Nick, I'm Johnny.
The only bottle he had.
Can you teach us something?
Can I teach you something?
Yeah, I saw you. No, I'm a podcaster on our side, We've been here many times.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Chutzpah and Soul is the name of our podcast on YouTube. Oh, you can trust me.
Yeah. That got put in the text chat that you interviewed Michael.
Yeah, you saw that. Right. Was it? Yeah, so you trust me. Michael. Yeah.
You got reputation. You got your credentials.
Michael Anderson, yeah. Well, what were some of the things, any of you, that first really got you pissed off at what's going on? Not just, I mean, in terms of ICE, specifically ICE. I mean, there was the most flagrant kind of thing.
I don't know. First thing, I've always felt like the attitude of you need to earn your place here is contrary to the nature of this country.
Okay, such as, give me an example. An analogy, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like my opinion has always been, we are a nation of immigrants.
Right, my opinion.
And that should trump most of the other perspectives on whether or not you let people in.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we wouldn't be here without immigration.
Unless you're a Native American, you're an immigrant.
Right, exactly.
That is a foundational part of the country.
Totally.
So turning your back on that is turning your back on a foundational part of the country.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
And
when you try to tell people who are not necessarily out here, when you tell them a line like that, or have you ever gotten people who say the opposite? Well, my grandparents came legally. You've heard that.
I've only really had one conversation where someone really pushed back on that, and this was years ago, even pre-Trump.
Yeah.
But someone made a comment about, folks coming and they don't even speak the language.
Yeah.
And I made my point of, well, we're a country of immigrants. Everyone came from somewhere.
And many didn't speak the language.
Most
did not speak.
Unless you came from England.
Right.
If you came from the Netherlands, if you came from Spain, if you came from France, if you came from anywhere else, you didn't speak English until you learned it.
Exactly.
Well, and if you came from anywhere that was part of the Louisiana Purchase, that was all French territory.
Right, exactly. How'd you think of that? What'd you think of that? Anyway.
My brain went to New Orleans.
We got some good interviews, and we got some humor, because I believe humor always has to be in it. And you know that I don't do generic interviews. So we got some interesting stuff about the melting point of ice, and we got some really personal stuff about what really got to people, especially the thing in Chicago. That thing in Chicago, that outrage. So there's a lot of people here who know what they're talking about. Everybody. Come on down. We're here at a much larger rally down the street right near the building. And we're going to start asking people a lot of different questions, but getting to the essence. And the essence is outrage at the United States becoming a country with no due process. A country where people can get pulled off the street, where children get pulled off the street, where anything can happen, and where the parallels to Germany in the 1930s are just chilling. So we're doing our part to make it known, and we are Chutzpah and Soul. Side?
Yes.
Families belong together, be humane. Did you draw all that?
I did. Had some trouble with the hands, but...
All right. No, but I couldn't even do one line.
Trying to communicate the message around coming together here.
Right. So have you been doing artwork for the movement, so to speak, a lot?
Well, more so these days, yes.
Really? Oh, yes. Good.
Trying to communicate my message through pictures and a couple of words here.
Oh, yeah. What about the other side?
The other side.
Ignorance, not immigrants. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really about educating the people around us. I think what's happening is there's a lot of people that just really don't understand what's going on.
Right.
And it's hard to believe, but there are a lot of folks that they go by their day to day.
I know.
And so, I think we need to spend more time sharing the messages and helping them to understand what is actually happening here.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't really understand how important immigration is to the whole history of our country.
Exactly. I mean, everything that you enjoy every day. You go to the restaurants.
Yeah.
The variety of food that we have every day.
Exactly.
Just the, different customs.
Yeah, and music. Oh, you said music?
Yes,
I said
exactly.
music at the same time.
But it's all around the diversity. Diversity always enriches the communities.
Exactly.
So it really is a great thing to have.
I know.
And now that's at risk.
Totally. And, the ICE thing reminds all of us of, 1930s Germany leading up to Hitler and so forth, the whole fascist issue. What do you think about, what most gets to you about the fascist parallels?
Well, we spent decades fighting for our rights.
Yeah.
Whether that's the right to vote, the freedom of speech, the freedom of assembly, all the lists, you go through the amendments of the Constitution.
Right.
It's all things that we've fought for, all the communities, our soldiers.
Yeah.
And now a lot of that is at risk right now.
I know, and being torn apart. Right, and being torn apart.
It's being torn apart,
yeah.
And very quickly, too. This year
has
been an extreme year of change, and not in a good way.
Right. And does it get to you the way people, quote, obey in advance? You've heard that term, right?
Obey.
Have you heard that term?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
The beauty of this country is that you are able to voice your opinion.
Yes.
Freedom of speech, to be able to bring more to what we're doing here. I mean, how do we become this great country?
Yeah, and
it's
how
not
do you,
by being silent.
Right, and you don't have to obey.
Exactly.
I know, and the obeying has been so extreme.
Exactly. So the one thing that we're here for is to help one another, to be able to bring back and keep our rights.
Yeah.
And to make sure that we're on the right track for the future for our kids and our grandkids.
Beautiful, beautiful. What's your name?
I'm Peggy.
Peggy, I'm Johnny.
Nice
and
to
the
meet
name
you.
is nice to meet you.
Yes.
And then I love your sweatshirt.
Oh, thank you.
That's beautiful color. I'm a purple guy. Well, it's underneath.
Oh, I see that.
But, you see the purple. The what was I going to say? Yeah, the title of our podcast, the name of our podcast is called Chutzpah and Soul. Well, Anderson. Do you know Mike Anderson? Who's one of the organizers. He does that theater thing.
Oh, the No Fear Street Theater up there?
Yeah. Okay. We did a long interview with him. It's on YouTube. A long one, yeah. All right, how many flags do we got here?
I've lost count. At its heyday, it was 24, but that's before a gust of wind broke some of the poles.
Oh,
so I've
20?
gotten...
Really?
It used to be, but now, again, this is testing the new rig.
Okay.
Anytime something breaks, I make it stronger. That's how
democracy
should be.
You do it on your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
What came up with what made you come up with the idea?
Well, this is developed over 3 years of Pride Parade. And so I took the same outfit, swapped out the flags, and kept that over-the-top flamboyant style of protesting. The whole Pride spirit is if you protest with joy, people want to join you instead of stand against you.
That's true.
Again, people are impressed by it, but their only criticism is, one of the flags is grazing the ground. Like, if that's the message you get from 1/20th of the flags, so be it.
That's so strange. Yeah, people do find ways to criticize.
Yeah, but again, they're always awestruck. Because again, I point out everyone, because if I stand alone, I look like a counter-protester. And they're like, are you MAGA? Like, MAGA isn't this creative. MAGA is a cult. They have one-way thinking.
Right. Oh, if you were by yourself, people would think you're counter-protesting.
Yeah, well, just because the flags are upside down. Upside-down flags are historically, upside-down flag means country in distress. Ships at sea would turn their flag upside down when they're in trouble, because it's the closest thing nearby.
So it's not necessarily disrespect.
Yeah, it's just some Jan 6 idiots used it first. And so that's why we're trying to reclaim the symbol.
Right,
and again, field democracy is under trouble. We have what's clearly an autocrat, someone who loves the dictator mindset.
Would you go farther than that? Would you go farther than that, like fascism and not just autocrat?
I don't think he's smart enough to actually utilize his power. He's just going to go with whoever flatters him the most. So I think he just easily manipulated, so easily manipulated by other fascists. So
once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love, show them the way that you feel.